Hi everyone and happy Easter. I think, well, actually the Easter weekend's probably almost over, but I hope you've had a really lovely one. I don't know how people tend to celebrate. Here in the UK we just tend to see friends and family. Some people go to church, that sort of thing. Anyway, I have got a picture from the ink house that I found to do today. It's got a sort of slight Eastery theme, and I just thought it was really cute. Now you see this teapot picture, just here, there is the gorgeous little rock chick, as it's called in the picture, Rocco the rock chick, and I thought that would be a really lovely one to do today. And depending on how much time there is, I don't want to make this a really long video as it's a holiday. People might have other things to do, like seeing family, which is what I'll be doing. We'll see. Well, no, I won't do the whole page, but I'll make a start and I will excuse me, I will show you the completed page. I will complete it by the end of the month, so it will be in my completed pages video. But let's just come into our little chick. I'm gonna have to move the book underneath my pencils to get it into shot. Hold on a minute. Let's try and get in close because it's quite a small element of the picture, but I'm sure we can get in nice and close. There we go. So our little rock chick, he is wearing a little studded necklace. I don't know how easy it is to see in black, so we don't need to worry about that. I'm just going to leave that as it is. Ideally the little studs could be silver, but as you can see from my finger size, they're so teeny tiny, I don't think there's any way I can do that, so I'm going to leave it. I'm using my Faber Castell Polychromos today. I always use those for this book. That's just my thing. I don't normally do that for a particular book, but for some reason for this book I've always used them, so that's what I'm going to continue to do. Okay, now the egg cup, I'm looking at it and I am thinking blue and white stripes, but obviously excuse me, there's not much colouring to do when it's white and we've got a white background, but we can do that. I'm going to show you. I think, why not, let's have some fun. Now the blue I'm going to choose is this one. This is the indanthrene blue, I think is the full name. Obviously I've sharpened it off and I'm going to use that on these darker stripes. I think that'll work better. Obviously for the white ones we use these. Now there's some grey already on the white ones to help us. We've also need to note that there is this shadow going down here, and I think I can emphasize that shadow more by putting a little bit more color on my white stripe, but we're going to do this first. I'm going to follow the shading that's already here, so I'm going to leave that white gap exactly as it has been left, but pop some colour on top of all of the other stripes. Now there is other blue in this picture. This book has some blue in it. It's the only colour in the book. And there is a blue teapot up there which you can't see. If you're colouring along you'll be able to have a quick glance on your page, and there's some blue on a few of the other ones as well. But what I'm going to do probably when I colour this in is I'll probably colour over those, to be honest, in a blue, but you know, I might, just to make them stand out a little bit more, but I might not. You'll have to see, because I won't be doing those today. Now I've got the shelving, which is quite fun to do. I shall do that as a wood sort of colour. Now you can see I've put in the blue. This bit doesn't show up very much. I'm going to put it on a bit thicker. Just really emphasise those edges to start to add shape to our little egg cup. Let's get it right, eh? There we go. There's our sort of blue stripe. Now we want the white. Now, oh, my blue pencil's rolling away. For our white, I'll be using grey. sounds a bit nonsensical, but I will. I'm going to use cold grey. I think that looks more white than a warm grey, which looks, it's got a more of a browny touch. This is more silvery. Just sharpening it. So cold grey 2 I'm going to use. I think cold grey 1 is too pale. And I'm going to use what Rory has drawn on as a guide and put a little bit there, and then fade it along here and pull a little bit here, and then I want this shine to really emphasize from the from the grey markings like that. Hopefully that has done the trick. There we go. Now our egg shell, I know I was very quick with that. I don't want to put too much grey. I want it to look white. Our eggshell, now that's tricky. What colour is an eggshell? Well, it's a very beigey colour. We don't have that colour in Polychromos. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the cream. It's a very pale colour. And I'm going to put a layer of cream just all over our eggshell, quite gently. But what that will do is not only will it start to add some layers of colour, I can actually see that that is cream because this paper is very white, but it will stop any other colours we put on top being too vibrant. Hopefully you can see that there's a bit of cream there, so I might come back and do a bit more, but now I want a slightly brownish touch. I think I'm going to grab the raw umber, and I want such a pale brown. Now you could use a pastel colour brown if you've got one, but I'm going to challenge myself and really gently apply this raw umber to this. It takes a bit of concentration. It's looking a bit liney because I'm being so gentle. And now I'm going to darken it in a few places to start to add shadow and shape. Rory Dobner has put a few darker areas on it for us anyway. I think there'll be some shadow under here too, and maybe where these cracks are. Make sure I'm going right to the edge. That's it. Getting a bit more daring now. Like that. Now I'm going to go back over with my cream. Actually, it's too dark on that edge compared to the rest. Let's bring a little bit more colour in. It's going to look a bit odd. Now it actually looks quite textured and cracked, which is brilliant. Let's put the cream on top. And actually the cream will fade it down a bit, look, which is good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I've never done a sort of eggshell like that before, but that's quite fun. Now our rock chick. Now I want rock chick to really stand out. I know the whole point of this page is that he's playing hide and seek, so we're supposed to struggle to find him. But, you know, he's rock chick, he's cool, he needs to stand out. So I'm going to start with a darker yellow, almost orangey. This is the dark chrome yellow, look how orangey, and do his sort of hair. Obviously it's feathers, but he's supposed to have like his sort of punky hairstyle. So I'm just going to do that in this really dark yellow. Like that. I think he looks quite cool, and also his little beak. He's also cute at the same time. I don't know how he manages it. Then I'm going to take another shade of yellow. This is the cadmium yellow. Is this the dark cadmium yellow? No, just a cadmium. And do darker areas. So down here where it's near the shell, it's going to be a little bit darker, where there'll be some shadow. And I can see some places where there's some shadow marked on it as well, so I'm just going to use that as a guide too, because that's the joy of this book, is that the shading is there for you. And then I want a nice finishing colour. So this is 105. I'm going to have to look it up because it's really small. It is a light cadmium yellow. and I can just fill in the gaps. I'm not going to go too hard with this one because I want it to look lighter, but I want to make sure I've got some down there. Now if you want these bits here and here that have been marked on, you could do in like brighter colours. You know, he's a rock chick, maybe they'd be green or red like makeup, like you see on some rock stars, but I'm just going to leave it. There he is. I think he is very cute. Now I was not sure about doing anything else. I think if we start anything else it's going to be a bit too much. Maybe yeah, maybe we'd do this critter here rather than doing any of the teapots. I've done other teapot videos, or I've done teapots, I've done teacups, I've done other china-y things. So if you look up teapot, teacup, coffee pot, things like that, you can see videos of me doing them. But we're going to do the little rat, dormouse, mouse, I don't know. And we'll start with a nice warm brown ochre, I think. I'm going to make him look quite a warm colour. I'm going to put this all over apart from inside the ears. Now inside ears I struggle with. Are they pinky skinish colour, or are they darker with sort of dark hairs in, or are they a mixture of both? I don't know the answer to my own question, but I'm just going to go with what I think feels right. So this is just an evenish layer across the whole of our little critter. I want to think it's a mouse, not a rat, but you know. So just get a nice warm amount there, looking cute already. I'm going to use a pink. I'm going to use this one. Oh no, I'm not. Hang on. Oh, let's get the right one. This is called medium flesh, or otherwise known as coral, depending, oh sorry, holding out of shot, depending on which set you have. These are quite old, so they've got the old-fashioned names. And I'm going to use this for nose, hands, ears. So I'm going to try and fade it a little bit as we go up the ear, like that. Might be a little bit dark for you, might prefer to use the lighter flesh, but I think this will work. I'm just going to go a little bit darker in those areas that are marked out as darker. I've missed a bit there, but I'm coming back to do a bit more anyway. And I'm thinking nose this colour too, like that, and the hands. Paws, not hands. Critters don't have hands, do they? There we go. Now I'm going to get a darker brown. I think this bistre might work quite well. It's not massively dark. I don't want really dark. And I'm going to mark out some of these darker areas here with this one and put some strokes in like this, and in the ear. I think if we mix up the brown and the pink, it might just work. I missed that bit, so I'm just going up there. I've got a bit of darker here of the eye, so I'm using Rory Dobner's markings to help me decide where to go darker, like down there. And I'm thinking these little paws might be a bit darker at the bottom, and I think using a bit of brown just tones down that pink a bit, because it's a little bit too pink for my liking. And I'm going to grab quite a significantly darker colour, excuse me coughing, I'm clearing my throat, I'm going to get a drink in a minute, walnut brown, and I'm just going to put on some strokes of fur here and there to add to the ones that are already drawn on. I'm putting more in the areas where more have been drawn. It's just a bit of fun, and it's good practice for me to think about where the fur will go, but because it's drawn on, it shows me which direction it should be going in as well, which helps me a lot. We didn't really do this with chick, we left it quite smooth, but I think the fur might be a bit shorter on a chicken, on a baby chick, sort of more fluff than long pieces of fur or hair. There we go. So there, I'm happy with that one. So there are our two critters. Hang on, let me come out so you can see them both. There they are, two little critters. And I'm going to leave it there. It's quite short, but that's fine. And the teapots, yeah, I don't know whether to do any with you or not. I could do a few tomorrow. I do one or two tomorrow, and then the rest on my own. Some of them, you see, I won't colour because there's that one. I mean, I don't think there's anything I can do with that one. And this one, it's sort of blue. I mean, I don't think I can do much with that, but this one I can definitely colour. And this one has got a bit of blue, but I think I might go over that. And then I do a bit with this one. So again, we've got a bit of blue there, but there's a lot of white to colour. And this one needs some work. This one's fun. So yeah, most of them need some colouring in. So yeah, I'll pick a couple to do tomorrow, or one. It depends how long it takes. Probably this one, because that to me looks like the most complex in a way. But the shading's on there for us, so I can just talk you through it and we can just think about how to do it. But I know some people, when they're shading on, they just colour over without worrying about adding any of their own different colours. You could just put an even colour all over and it would still look nicely shaded. But I like to play around with that and use it to help me. So we'll see. Anyway, tomorrow. But for today, thank you for watching. Enjoy your, I don't know if it's bank holiday everywhere, but if it is, enjoy your holiday, your day, the rest of your day. And happy colouring.